Good evening and welcome to Champions League Match of the Day. We'll be with you on Wednesdays of each match week to bring you the best of the action from European football's premier competition as the biggest clubs on the continent dream of a Munich final at the end of May. Yes, it is the one they all want to win. And it's a revamped UEFA Champions League. The new season, 36 clubs in one giant league table. Each team plays 8 different opponents between now and January. Only the top 8 are guaranteed a place in the knockouts. The rest face playoffs or elimination. And highlights of every single game will drop on the BBC iPlayer from 10 o'clock every Wednesday. And here in the studio, Joe Hart, Stephen Warnock and Julien Laurens are with us to assess all the stories, talking points and analysis. We have 6 games on the way from tonight, as well as all of Tuesday's goals, and there are plenty, so get ready. Right, to Glasgow first, where Scottish Premiership winners Celtic took on Champions League debutant Slovan Bratislava. It was an expectant and raucous crowd, as you'd expect, at Celtic Park. Commentary from Liam McLeod. Yeah, well done to Brendan Rodgers, Celtic's biggest ever win in the Champions League. Good evening, chaps. Very good to see you. Very exciting Champions League on the BBC. And what a performance from Celtic, Joe. Full of energy, full of intensity. Incredible performance. And let me tell you, that place is special on Champions League nights. But for Celtic to start how they did, for that performance, for that energy, that passion. In this squad of players going into the Champions League. Yeah, and that's something that really kind of resonated with me when I heard him say that, because Brendan came in, there was a few murmurs, it was his second tenure at the club. Ange Postecoglou had really laid his stamp, you know, we've seen now down in England.
Like they say, you look at the home games that they've got, probably a couple of more victories and a draw will probably see them through, but they'll fancy the chances. There's tough games, but they'll earmark all the home games and think if we can get through the home games, get the points on the board, and that stands them a great chance of going through. Yeah, also, let's take a look at the points needed to qualify as well. Right. Our good friends at Opta have done the stats as well. And look at that, you know, they've got a real good chance, Jules. Yeah, 3 wins. The 3 games, 3 of the 4 games at home, for example. So today, Young Boys, for example. A reminder, highlights of every game are available on the iPlayer. Still 5 more to bring you from tonight, along with 6 from yesterday. These are the nights. Yeah, what a night that was as well. Next, a repeat of the 2023 final. The champions of England against the champions of Italy, who won a landmark 20th Serie A title last season. Your commentator at the Etihad Stadium for Manchester City against Inter Milan, Guy Mowbray. Yeah, very entertaining game at the Etihad. But, Stephen, City missed chances, right? Was that down to them just missing those chances, or do you think Inter set up tactically brilliantly? So? Inter was superb in the way they set themselves up. Inzaghi, superb. Tactically, got it correct on the night. And what a performance that was away from home at the Etihad. Yeah, he was class. And look at those stats as well. You know, possession 1-7, duels 7, passes ending in the final third 10, chances created 2. Phenomenal performance from Varela. Amazing, brilliant. Stephen mentioned that 27, one of the best midfielders in Europe. Really, that's what Simone Inzaghi has done with Nicolo Barella since he joined the club. He can do everything. There's really something that there's nothing he can't do. As we say, recovering the ball, being around his box. Yeah, absolutely. Right, we'll come back to the other games from tonight, but we're going to dip into last night's action now, where there were a remarkable 28 goals in 6 games. We start at the San Siro and a repeat of the 2005 and 2007 finals as AC Milan took on Liverpool. Great win for Liverpool, bouncing back after that surprising defeat at the weekend. Stephen, you were there. What caught your eye? Well, what it was, Jason, was the 2 centre midfielders of Liverpool. So we're going to highlight Ryan Gravenberch and Alexis McAllister. And it was the distance between these 2 players, 20 yards between them. And as we run this clip on now, and that was in the 86th minute. Yep, top effort. Stephen, thank you very much indeed. Well, yesterday evening marked Aston Villa's return to the top tier of European football after a 41-year absence. It was the club's first game since the very sad news earlier in the week that Villa legend Gary Shaw had died at the age of 63. Shaw helped Villa win the 1981 league title and was part of the team that went on to lift the European Cup in 1982. He came through the youth ranks at Villa Park and went on to score 79 goals in 213 games for his boyhood club, winning the European Young Player of the Year in 1982.
And the Villa manager Unai Emery said he wanted his side to win their Champions League opener against Young Boys in memory of Gary Shaw. Jonathan Pearce, watch this one. A great win for the Villa and another fine away win for an English side in the Champions League. So, Stephen, what have you picked up in this one?
Well, what they've got, Jason, is they've got a fantastic manager who's so tactically aware of how to win games in Europe. So often we see Aston Villa with this box formation in the way that they play, and that causes opposition teams so many problems. But one of the things I want to pick out is the small details that Unai Emery likes to put in his teams, and it's this little thing here. Now, if you take a look at the position of Tielemans, he receives the ball with his back to play. Now, if the ball was going to come into me, and I'd be taught as a youngster to receive this ball into me with a player coming at me with pressure, and then I'd play it off. But he doesn't do that. He wants the ball to be played here, receive it this way, and turn out. The player then can't defend against him. He can't make that tackle. And what we see now is we see Tielemans step away, creates that little bit of space. But some of the play from Villa was absolutely brilliant. Great work, Stephen, and they are absolutely a joy to watch. Thank you very much indeed. Well, elsewhere last night, six-time European champions Bayern Munich, managed by Vincent Kompany, of course, took on Dynamo Zagreb at the Allianz Arena. Yeah, they loved it. Some performance from Bayern Munich. And Joe, also, what a start for Vincent.
What a start for Vincent Kompany, yeah. And it just feels right. It just feels right seeing him at Bayern Munich. A few questions, obviously. Eyebrows are raised. A man relegated from the Premier League with Burnley. Didn't do very well as a team in terms of points. But what I know about Vincent Kompany is he's an incredible leader. And he is willing to work so hard. He's not just resting on the fact that he's Vincent Kompany, that he's got so many Premier League trophies.
Yeah. And also, another one of your former teammates, of course, Harry Kane, 53 goals in 50 games for Bayern, including 33 goals in 25 home appearances.
Yeah, unbelievable player. Super proud to have played with this guy.
OK, to the home of the holders now, the Santiago Bernabeu. Real Madrid began the defence of their title against Bundesliga runners-up Stuttgart. More on Endrick later. Joe, lots of chat about Real Madrid's attacking intent, of course, but in Thibaut Courtois, they got top quality at the other end.
Yeah, they have, in my opinion, in his position right now in the world, he's the best.
5 goals in 7 games, so final competition. So on paper, not bad, but during games, there's still a lot of work. This is a work in progress anyway for Carlo Ancelotti to find the right balance between the front four, especially of Bellingham, Vinicius, Rodrigo, and Kylian. Obviously, yesterday, one of his better games, maybe in a game where Real Madrid struggled a little bit and were under pressure because Stuttgart played so well. And it's the same. Him and Vinicius both would like to play off the left-hand side to come inside. They can't both do that. So
put all these players in one side.
Luxury, headache, whichever way you want to look at it. But what you know is you've got game winners. The issue is, if you rewatch that game, there's a lot of chances created against Real Madrid because of the balance in midfield.
Right, we'll return to tonight's action on the other side of this. Cracking scenes. Right, next up to Paris, where PSG begin their campaign to land an elusive Champions League crown against last season's La Liga high flyers, Girona. Watching this one, Steve Wilson. More on the Gazaniga gaff in just a moment. But, Julien, I only wish we had a camera in the Match of the Day office on the Ousmane Dembele chance, because you were going absolutely bonkers.
This is match day 1 and already, like, my heart could not take it. They really drove me mad at times playing like Muppets in front of goal, like on that Ousmane Dembele chance.
Well,
right, 5 more games to bring you now, starting in Turin. Good start as well then for Dortmund, and what a night for Jamie Gittins.
Oh, incredible. Off the bench. He's had a lot of bad injuries in the last 18 months or so.
Before I show you some European newspaper headlines, I'll show you the top 6 of the Champions League as it stands at the moment. If you're a Celtic fan, you're absolutely delighted. Look at that.
Yeah, that's exactly what they'll have wanted, isn't it? I mean, a positive start in the Champions League. We saw the game before, electrifying atmosphere. And can they now build on that in the next few weeks?
Yeah, and Aston Villa, fantastic start.
Incredible and goal difference. could play a massive part towards the end of this mini-table, mini-league.
Yeah, absolutely. OK, let's have a look at what the papers are saying around Europe. Portuguese paper O Jogo hails prolific Sporting striker Victor Gyökeres as a monster after his strike against Lille. The Italian daily Gazzetta dello Sport salutes a moment of magic from Juventus teenager Kenan Yildiz, but notes Milan were booed off following defeat to Liverpool. And also, Final Files, which means happy ending, I think, is the headline in the Spanish tabloid AS after Real Madrid left it late to beat Stuttgart. And don't forget, there's a BBC Sport documentary all about Kylian Mbappe. You can catch straight after us here on BBC One or anytime on the iPlayer. Also on the iPlayer, every single goal that's been scored in the Champions League so far this season. Look out for them dropping at 10 o'clock on Wednesday of each match week. Check out the BBC Sport website tomorrow for more reaction and debate. 5 Live has commentary of the big one from Bergamo tomorrow as Atalanta take on Arsenal, and also highlights of all of tomorrow's games at the later time of 11:05 on BBC Two. OK, let's have some fun then, because it's been a big old week for Endrick. He got married and then 18 years old became Real Madrid's youngest ever scorer in the Champions League. No wonder why he's celebrating with the crowd. Hala Madrid. And here's how Antonio Rudiger celebrates. Interesting goal celebration, chaps. Worst boxer shorts of the Champions League so far. There they are. Who wears yellow pants? Rudiger's still going. Mbappe's joining in now, by the way. Robertson and Nunes, not too sure if the goal's gone in. Yes! Will you celebrate now, lads? And here we go. How about this? Look at this. Schillaci sitting 2 players down, like Stephen Warnock in the BBC Sport 5-a-side team.
Thank you very much, Jason. I appreciate that.
Not really. Thank you very much indeed, lads. Really enjoyed it this evening. Thank you very much indeed. Big thank you to Joe, Stephen and Jules for tonight. And we leave you this evening with a tribute to the Italian icon Toto Schillaci, who's died at the age of 59. Toto represented Italian giants Juventus and Inter and was, of course, the top scorer at the 1990 World Cup on home soil, scoring 6 goals. From all of us here, good night.
It's a good cross! And it's the substitute, Schillaci! Giannini's shot, Schillaci! Goal! Italy have scored! Schillaci! Oh, what a goal! Good effort. Oh, Schillaci! Goal! Yes! Italy have scored! Good save!